Hey guys, how's it going? This is CW Smith here. And this was going to be, this is going to be my spoiler review of Black Lightning Season 1, Episode 6, Book of Thunder spoiler review. And I know I haven't done the last episode of the spoiler review, and I apologize for that. But like I said, I've been addicted to Fortnite, and it's just a lot of fun. But I will tell you one thing from last episode, if you haven't already. It's real good, and we finally get to, and Anissa finally got her costume. Well, not the one that was leaked before the show even started, but it was like a little bunny, like almost kind of like a comic book like kind of suit, and it was real good. It might not last long though, but anyway, now let's get into this. Now this episode, I think this episode was kind of basically, kind of all about two things. Like one about Jefferson's powers, like kind of messing his head a little bit, and he's gonna almost get knocked out, and he still wants to know why. Was figuring out what's going on, and it's kind of all about Thunder as well, even though they didn't give her the comic book name yet. But I'm guessing that they're going to have that in a little bit in this season. So, and, oh my god. Okay, give me a little bit of second here. Now, and this also kind of like, this is about, at the end, and a real shocker in some part of the episode was about when Gamby, apparently Gamby and Lady Eve knows each other really well because they were in an agency that he retired from a long time ago, and he has all the dirt on her, so he doesn't want. I don't know if you and apparently Gamby's still keeping secrets from Jefferson. He's his old friend. He shouldn't keep secrets from him. And apparently it was kind of like I think that the show's version of the Cobra, like the Cobra and Company Agency and Cobra, whatever, like in the comics. And because that's the company that Lady Eve is belonged to. And well, and they got a brain scan at the a little brain. I think it kind of looks like the brain scan that the people took when they took the green light. If you remember the green light episode, it was basically kind of like giving them strength and kind of giving them powers a little bit. So that's basically kind of like what Lady Eve is doing to Tobias Whales. So Lady Eve wants Whales to supply the drugs and give him by. What I say that second part, but I don't know why I said that. Sorry about that. So I think you would have the three baddies out there. I think that the 100 is. I think the small bad is the 100 gang, which is kind of like selling the drugs to kids and giving them in the schools and whatnot. And you have Tobias Whales, who's the medium bad, who is acting, like I said, who supplies the drugs, and he does like whatever, and he hires people to give assassinations and whatever. And you have Lady Eve, who might be the big bad, might be the real big bad, because there is a lot more of Lady Eve that we would need to know on this show, on this series, on the first season of this show. And so Jefferson was talking about revenge on Tobias Whales because Tobias Whales was the one who killed his father when he was a kid, and he had to watch him die. So, and apparently from that time, the father, I think, his father found out that Black Lightning wasn't metahuman. So, and that's when his research got him killed because of, yeah, I think because of the research, I think he needs the research to get advantage of him, so he would find weaknesses to kill him. But yeah, that might be the case. And but I won't tell you one thing though. And Nessa and a bunch of her friends were around the statue, and they sprayed some paint or whatever into for something, whatever it was is important, and they got arrested for it. And she really needs to stop about this part. She needs to stop getting herself to jail and getting herself arrested like that. Well, I don't think, yeah, kind of arrested, but yeah, sort of arrested, and then he got him out a little bit later. And there might be a little aliases, there might be little baddies for the other characters, and there might be teasing some lightnings, Jennifer, aka Lightning, but there might be she might have her alias to have her home enemy a little bit. But I don't think they're teasing that right now. I think they might be saving that for the end of the season. And and Black Lightning has Tobias Whales, and I think Thunder will have someone to fight against a little bit in the season. But we know how long, and we know how long it will be. And so, and his wife, Jefferson's wife, I still can't remember her name though. Jeez. Man, I still can't remember her name. So, she was in her office, like her job, and she has a brain scan of people that took the green light. And also, before I get to that part, there was also a dialogue where Jefferson says his lightning powers are kind of like a drug that has been used against him all this time. And so back to that part. So she took the brain scan that she saw when she helped Jefferson, and then we found out that they are identical to each other. So I don't think it's a possibility of his powers are kind of like green light, are kind of like a green light. But I don't think I kind of saw that coming a little bit. But anyway, and there was this anyway, a little bit almost before the end of the episode, we get to see Black Lightning versus Thunder. Now, before that happened, he was on his way to kill Tobias because of what he did to his father and what he did to his father. He was getting revenge, and his wife put in a intercom, and she told him he is not a murderer. He can't do it. If he does it, he will be a murderer. And he is not a murderer. He is a hero. And he almost, and from him, with noise was going on, and Black Lightning heard that it stopped him from killing Tobias, which was good timing. And that was when Thunder was there. Well, Anessa. And he thought Thunder had something to do with his wife being tied up. And the mom kind of figured who it was underneath the blue, like type blue and red and suit, like almost comic book suit, and the blonde wig, and the eye makeup. I think she knew something about it, and she knew that it was Anessa all this time, and she knew it was Anessa in that, because she was gonna come clean to her mom about her powers. So, anyway. So Black Lightning thought she was kidnapping her, and she tied her up, and tied his wife up, and he shoot him with his lightning, and it was a big fight going, and she almost withstood him, and it was almost even, until Black Lightning tied her up with lightning, and he lifted up and topped the ceiling, and they dropped her down, and that's when he realized it was Anessa that he fought. Man, that was brutal a little bit. And so let's go to the end of the episode. So, like I said in the beginning, there was the tease that there was an almost explanation of Gambit knowing Lady Eve, like a lot. I'm not saying there were a couple. I'm not saying that. Like I said, they worked in an agency that he retired from a long time ago. And And there was this tension between Jennifer and Khalil, because Khalil, everybody was a little mad at angry at her, and she kind of blamed him for what happened to him, and blamed her for what happened to him. And that was just so cruel to see, to watch. That was so cruel. And the scene where Khalil was in the limo with Tobias, and they might give him a little. I think they're teasing. I think they might have him face Black Lightning, because then he might be villain of Black Lightning, might be villain to Lightning. But like I said, I don't want to confuse you. So Black Lightning's daughters are Thunder, and one is Thunder, and the other daughter is Lightning. So I don't know why it might be confusing for some people, but I personally kind of understood it right away. And we get to see Black and Jefferson in his suit unmasked in front of Anissa, and Gambi is that there was a deal, and we had a deal, and you leave the Pierce family alone, is off limits. So Lady Eve doesn't know that Pierce family is connected to Black Lightning, and they don't know it. They don't know that. She doesn't know that. So hopefully she still won't. And now Anissa, this might change everything, and this might change a little bit things now that Anissa knows that her dad is Black Lightning. And Gambi might upgrade and might make a new suit for Anissa later in the season, and probably. But it was a great episode, awesome show. If you still haven't watched it, please go watch it. It's awesome. It's really good show. I really like it so much. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel and are a fan of the nerd geek culture as much as I am, make sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe, tap that bell. And I think I'm going to do my Flash and Arrow reviews probably this weekend, because tomorrow is my birthday. I'm so excited for my birthday tomorrow. And I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm really excited for my birthday tomorrow. I'm so excited to be 24 tomorrow. It's hard to believe for me. It's been turning 24. It's hard to believe for me. So, anyway. So, those videos might be delayed until this weekend. And just let you guys know ahead of time. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. See you.